Right, welcome back to Exehaven Harbour. The ongoing thing at the moment, and it is taking me forever, is cladding the bridge plinths with the old Metcalf card paper. The reason it's taking me ages is because it is Christmas and I seem to be forever being given Christmas duties, pick that up, and I can't settle down to do this. Although I've done a fair bit, but it does actually take a fair amount of time, all the measuring and so on. But here's one on the right hand side that's very nearly completed, and one on the left. It's in the state of preparation. All I've done is made it out of some lengths of wood that I've had laying around. I'd initially covered them in some brick paper that I wasn't overly pleased with, so I've decided to go with the Metcalf stuff. So this is how we look, and to get the sort of the plinths just to look a little bit more, I've added bits of cardboard round so that you get the extra thick brick and so on, you know. So that's how I've done that. Now if we take it over to two that I've actually finished, let's see if I can get that bridge in shot. There we go. That is ready to go on the layout, and as I've said before, I can't go any further until I've finished all this off on the bridges. So that's where I'm at really with that. I've got another bridge to do. These supports here are part of that, and I've got a couple more around here which are also ongoing. Everything's ongoing. And some Christmas drink down there, I hadn't noticed that before. Lovely. Lovely. And some heroes. Oh my goodness, lovely. Right, so more details actually for the bridge. I got these, as you'll see, from Scale Model Scenery, and that's what they are. Girder set 3, pack of 4. Now what I intend to do, if I can pick one of these up without throwing you everywhere and keeping the camera going, so there we go, there's my hand, and basically what these are going to do is fit underneath there, and just to give it a little bit more detail. I just thought it needed a little bit more, that was all. I don't know, can I hold that there? Let's hold that in the middle and then you might be able to see it a bit better. I'll look at the actual camera while I'm doing it. Can you see that all right? But anyway, you get the idea. So once I've done that, they're just going to be stuck on, and I've also got some of the H-beam plastic. I can't remember who makes this now. Plastruct. I can't get that in there. There we go. All I've done is I've sprayed it with some Halford's primer, grey primer, and what that's going to do is, if we look at the bridge, I'll be cutting this down, and that will act as like a strut that will fit into the side of the bridge. Again, difficult to do it with one hand, film it and so on. But you'll see, I hope, once I've finished doing that. Sorry about the waving around of the camera and that there. Oh, that was quite hard work, actually. And there we go. So that's where I'm at. I hope this weekend I can. I'm playing golf tomorrow, but I hope this weekend I can get these plinths finished, and then I can get that back out into the cabin, and I can start cracking on. After sort of finishing the station as such, which is still over there, I've got to get rid of all of this out of their dining room area anyway, because my wife is having kittens about me having all of this out for Christmas, and it will be back in the cabin very shortly. So yeah, that's where it's at. I'll do another little update video if I can get it done for Christmas. next week I will, just to show you how we're getting on. But yeah, the bridge itself, but once I've done both of them, because we've got the two side by side, then I can start again with the track laying. And I really want to get cracking with that. I just can't, as a lot of you may know, I mean, I just can't get at it quick enough. But that's where we're at. So hopefully the next segment will be the completion of this, and I'll show you them set into the Exehaven layout back in the cabin once I've done it. Cheers everyone, see you in the next segment. So here we are in the ironworks. We're putting some of the girders that I bought from Scale Model Scenery. These ones here, if I can put it in front of the camera, there we go. Those ones there, they're being fitted onto the bottom of the end scenic girder bridge. Just thought it gives it a little bit extra. That's how it looks. I've done it, obviously the bridge is upside down at the moment, but I've just done it there. That's one side done, so I'll come back to you once both of the bridges are complete and we've got them up and around the right way. Right, okay, so there we go. These bridges are basically as finished as far as I can do them until I get them back out on the layout. And as you can see, we've added the extra sections to the end scenic bridges, which I've got from Scale Model Scenery. These, just to give it a little bit of added interest really. Also you'll see underneath I've put those large sort of, well I say they're large, they're quite small actually in N-gauge, but I've put those in, and again for a little bit of added extra interest, that'll fit in there. There'll be a couple of girders going up into the underside of the bridge. Again, just to give it some interest really, just to break up that. All the pillars have been had a bit of weathering, just with a bit of watercolour paint, just some watered down black, and I've just give it a bit of smudging over, just to give it that look of weathered look. All the white edges have been painted out with the same. And talking about weathering, the bridges will need weathering at some point because these do face out to sea and into the inland harbour, or the, what do we call it? I suppose we call it an inlet harbour from the sea at Exehaven. So they will get some weathering. Now there is another bridge on the layout which I'll turn you around to, which is going across the River Ex at Exehaven town. Now I've started weathering this, and I'm using, and as prepared as I am as usual, we've got the WWS rust and deep rust. So all I'm doing is just using a mixture of both of them, and I'm just going over it just so that we haven't got the Halford's primer grey look. As much as it looked pretty good, I think it's just adding a little bit of extra texture to it. And I'll do the same to the the harbour bridges. So when I come round to them, we'll be doing that this afternoon. Made a couple of plinths as well for these to sit on out of the Metcalf card, done the same sort of weathering, made them up out of a couple of blocks of wood, and I think they've come out really quite well. I've added a little bit of extra interest by putting the sort of the brick square, I suppose, if you want, on there. But yeah, it's all coming on nicely. So hopefully over the next couple of days I can get back in the cabin, and I'm going to put a film together ready to put out this week, and we'll take it from there. Right, here we go. So we're back in the cabin at last. I haven't really been in here for about 2 weeks over the Christmas holidays, because I've been mainly doing the weathering and finishing off of the bridges indoors. Mainly as well because it is in such a state out here. After having a bit of a tidy up before, I've got nowhere to work at the moment. The desk, which is meant to be my modelling desk, is just heaped up with stuff, but that will all change very shortly. Once we get over Christmas, I get into the new year, I'm just going to have a complete tidy up, I think, before I get on with finishing everything off so that I can get on with the blinking track laying, honestly. So they're the two main bridges that will lead into the harbour. I showed you them in the previous segment, but that's where they are in situ on the layout. Bearing in mind Budley Regis is down here to the right. Over there I've put the station buildings onto the station platform area itself now, but obviously that's not its final resting place. There will be more work to be done there, but I really just want to get on with the track laying. I want to get a circuit done so that I can start just running trains around while I'm out here working. That is the ultimate game. Bridges are only temporarily put in there at the moment. I've just literally got out here, sorted the cabin out to a certain extent so that I can film this segment. Yeah, I'm really pleased with them actually, how they've come out. And the extra pieces that I've got from scale model scenery at the bottom of the bridge, I think they finished them off really quite nicely. Just give it a little bit extra. See if I can get you a view between the two. So hopefully in the future we're going to have trains running across them simultaneously. That'll be great. So anyway, leading on from the two harbour bridges, I'm going to come round, and I've taken a great big segment of the track base out at the moment, so that you can see where the back bridge in Exehaven town will sit over the River Ex. And again, like I said in the previous segment, I've made the two plinths out of a block of wood, and all I've done is really just put some weathering powders on, just to sort of give it that rusty look. I don't want them to be too rusty, but I just to give them a little bit of well, I think they look great actually. I think they look quite authentic, and even Mrs. Exehaven did comment the other day, and she's not very interested to be fair, and she said, oh, they really look good, John, done a good job, so that must be okay. Seal of approval. Okay, so that's where we're at with that. So hopefully in the next week or two, once I get sorted out here, there may be some further progress with the track laying. There we go. Right, okay, so a couple of Christmas additions to Exehaven Harbour, and we have in one of the sidings here at Budley Regis Station a lovely Southern Region Mark 1 full brake, and I believe it is the blue ribboned edition, so I don't know, that's going to get a bit too blurry there, but I think that just about does it from what I can see of that. Really lovely little model this is. Thankfully I put a list on the old kitchen bulletin board in our house, and Father Christmas duly come up trumps. There we go. This will be the start of the Southern Region coach collection as such. I haven't got any other green coaches as we speak. I mean, the layout really is based Southern Region crossover with Western Region. So anyway, thought that was a good start. And then moving on, again on my list, we've got the British Rail auto trailer in maroon. Western Region, it's got a Western Region number on it. I think that might be a bit too blurry. I don't think you'll get that in. But what a beautiful little model with the, I guess they're brass handrails coming down on the side of the doors there. And then we move around the front. Really beautiful detail. And I've got that accompanied by the lovely little pannier tank, which I think is a lovely addition to the layout, and this can shuttle backwards and forwards round the layout between Budley Regis and Exham Bay, which will one day be in existence. So let's have a little running shot of that, shall we? Hopefully I've got everything set up. Maybe not. I'll go and sort that out and then we'll come back and have a little running shot of it. Right, there she goes, off into the distance, up towards the bridge. Now bear with me because I'm operating it from phone. There we go. I don't want it to go too far. I'm going to bring her back again. So there she comes. Very pleased with both items. There is more on the way, and the next video I'll do, I'll update you on what I've got there. Fortunately, I got some Christmas money and I decided to invest it in some more rolling stock. Right, bear with me, stop that there, just in case. There she is. That was the first run out actually for that auto trailer, and it's smoothly run over there quite nicely. So don't know whether that's testament to my track laying or it's just such a good giving model. Anyway, like I say, yes, there is more coming. Hopefully it'll be here in the next week or two, and we'll have a little overview of that when I get it. So that's that for that segment, and I think I'm going to wrap it up now. I'll just come back very shortly, just for a little chat, and we'll leave it for there for today. I think this will end up being a reasonably long one for me, being prone to a bit of waffle. Right, let me end that there and I'll be back to you in a minute. Right, okay, so here we are then, end of the year. Well, today is Wednesday the 30th, I think, of December. A couple of days to go until we get into the new year. Yeah, it's been an interesting year where I think most people have been trying to avoid talking about COVID, but it's here. To be honest, what I want to say about COVID in terms of model railwaying, it's been great because model railwaying is such a great hobby. If I hadn't had this to do this year during this COVID crisis, I think I might have gone a bit stir crazy, to be honest. As a lot of you may know, my other great love is golf, and during the lockdowns, of course, the golf courses closed as well. So it was such a nice thing to come away from indoors and come out to the cabin to do. I haven't got as far as perhaps I would have liked to have done, but please bear in mind, I am a complete novice at this, and every step of the way is quite a big deal for me. And I love to try and work things out myself, and a lot of that I've done, but there are other people that have helped me along the way, not only in terms of technical information, but encouragement as well. And this little community is tremendous. And thank you all for that. Tony Northeastern, you've been a great help to me, mate. You know, just in terms of encouragement, and you've sent me them lovely little tiny Engage posters, and I just thought that was a lovely touch. And John at Piccadilly, John, what could I have done without you? I was pulling my hair out when I got my Z21, and you worked it out. It's your experience that done that. I'm pretty good at these sort of things. I can usually work it out, but I'd gone through every combination of things that why it wouldn't have worked, except for the one that you come up with, which was brilliant, absolutely superb, and thank you so much for that. In terms of how much I've got done this year, I would have liked to have had a circuit done by now, and trains running around, and me modelling at the bench in here, but that hasn't worked out. and even though I've had plenty of time to do things, I've always had other things to do as well. You know, with my golf, with the family, and so on and so forth. You know, there's always stuff to do, and you know, it is a hobby at the end of the day. I'm not here. I don't want it to become like a job where I'm coming in at 8 o'clock in the morning and finishing at 4 in the afternoon. It is a pleasure. I tend to spend sort of anything up to 4 or 5 hours doing stuff and on the layout, and you know, I just thoroughly enjoy it. I think if I really overdone it, I'd probably get a bit fed up with it, to be honest. And it's the same with the golf. Once a week is more than enough. Otherwise, it would drive me crackers. Next year, well, you know, at the end of the day, my my goal really, my next goal is to get the track down and at least one circuit down, and I will be working on that within the next week or two. How far I get and how quick I do it, I don't know. I'm pretty slow at this, and like I say, because I'm a complete novice, I'm learning as I go. I'm trying not to make mistakes, and I have made mistakes. You can't be away from it in this game, but yeah. That is my goal for this year, is to get all of the track laid. The track bed that I've got sorted out will be in place, and hopefully I will have the majority of the track down. I can't have it all down, I don't think. It just depends how far I get, really. Okay, so I think going on from there, you know, it would be lovely to start really doing some scenery and stuff like that, and that's my real. I think that's going to be my real love in doing that. But until we get to that point, I will do some. You know, in the evenings I tend to do a bit of modelling and that until my eyes go with Engage. It just you just sort of think, oh my god, I can't see another thing, and I'll carry on doing that. I've got plenty more models to build, and I'm getting more confident. I think I was quite pleased the way the Budley Regis station turned out, and the weathering of the bridges and the plinths that I've made. I'm really pleased with those. So they all look pretty good. So we'll carry on with that. Now, I think Stephen Humphreys. Exehaven Harbour, he's been a great help to me this year in encouragement, and watching him on his channel is great to watch. And at the moment, the temporary hold, I think, on Stephen's 2 to watch. I've got 2 for you to watch if you're not doing so already. One is Jezbo 78, Jezbo space 78. Jeremy is building an Engage layout there, based in Switzerland, and some of the buildings that he's building, the post office building that he's building at the moment, he's building it out of plastic card, and it's going to look terrific, based on a prototype. I think it's a Chur. That looks great, and I think he's made a start on one of the engine sheds as such, and that looks pretty good. Modern image, but really good. And the other one, and if you haven't picked this up already, Southern Alberta Rail, Grant, Southern Alberta Rail. His layout is stunning. It is on shelves, but there, I think a couple of months ago he'd done an overview of the layout, and honestly, it is fantastic. And some of the detail in the scenery is brilliant and worth watching. He'd done a couple of little tutorials recently, which was superb. So, a couple for you to watch there if you're not doing it already. But certainly worth watching. And I think Jeremy Jezbo 78, he's really only just starting. He's got a few bits and pieces done. He's got a circuit of track down. Grant's Southern Alberta Rail is pretty well established, but you can sort of kind of watch it from the early stages. But yeah, they're 2 great Engage railways, and I think they're really going to come on, and 2 guys that really know how to model. So that being that, I just want to wish you all a happy 2021. You know, I don't think it's going to be great for a while yet. Maybe by the summer things will be changing. here in Essex, it's the rates are going up astronomically. So, you know, and today I think they have they announced the other vaccine, the British one. I think, I can't remember what it's called now. As soon as you get on the video, you can't remember. That one's been introduced today, which is much easier to administer and keep as well. So hopefully that's going to speed things up, and we can all get into the normal routine of life again. You know, in some ways the lockdown's been nice. We've had a lot more family time, but in other ways it's just not good. And I think we just all need to live our lives properly. And I do miss going down the pub for a pint, actually. Anyway, and on that note, again, happy 2021. Cheers, everybody. Thanks for all your support. Thanks for watching, and speak again in a few weeks. Cheers now. Bye.